Joining us now are the mothers of the two hikers still in that Iranian prison, Laura Fattal, who is Josh Fattal's mother, and Cindy Hickey, Shane Bauer's mother. Good to have both of you back with us this morning.
Thank you.
Have you been able to get any information at this point from Sarah or from someone who got it from Sarah as to how your sons are doing?
No, we haven't spoken to Sarah yet. I'm very anxious to do that soon, to ask her how they are doing.
Which I imagine would be your first question. Have you had a chance to speak with Nora, her mom, at all?
No, we haven't. So we're anxiously awaiting that conversation.
I'm sure, and I'm sure you'll be one of the first phone calls when there is a chance to do that. Does this give you any hope, though, for your son's ultimate release?
Yes, it does. It does. And we're very, very happy that Sarah is with Nora right now, but it's our turn. It's time for Josh to be with me and, of course, Shane to be with Cindy. So we're hopeful. We are hopeful.
It's got to be hopeful. It's got to be bittersweet as well. Have there been any signs since Sarah's release, or even since the beginning of the talks for Sarah's release that you've had to give you an indication that maybe Josh and Shane will be home soon?
Well, we know they were 3 hikers together, and there are 3 innocent hikers together, and we're hopeful that President Ahmadinejad will recognize that, as he has with Sarah, and let her leave the country.
Cindy, what's one of the first things you think you'll ask Sarah?
Well, first I'll tell her I love her, and then I'll ask her how Shane is. I'll want to hear as much about Shane as possible. You know, they have a wedding to plan, so we need Shane out, we need Josh out, so we can move forward with life.
What's your major concern right now for your son?
That he's released. You know, psychologically and physically, he needs to be out of there. My greatest concern, too, immediately is how hard must it have been for Shane and Sarah to separate, and they've become very close to Josh also. The separation of these 3 must be extremely painful for them.
And I'm sure that's a major concern for you as well.
Yes, and they're a unit. They're a very tight unit. And I was very happy to hear that Josh and Shane could say goodbye to Sarah. And that's a relief because they know that she's free, and I'm sure they feel wonderful about that. But it is, again, their turn to taste freedom.
Does any of these little things that you're learning, that they were allowed to say goodbye, the way things happened, are any of those, you think, signs to you, or is that trying to read the tea leaves a little too much?
Well, it is a humanitarian gesture. I'm very grateful for that that Josh and Shane could say goodbye to Sarah. That's wonderful. But it is time for a release now. It's almost 14 months. Cindy and I have not seen Josh and Shane for almost 4 months now. No phone calls, no letters, since we were in Tehran.
How do you keep going at this point, Cindy?
We just have to continue on. I feel stronger, more now than ever, to continue this and just get them released so they can all be with their families. You know, it's hard to deal with Shane not being here, but quitting is not an option, and we're going to move forward until it's done.
Well, clearly they get some strength from their mothers. Good to have both of you with us this morning, and we look forward to hopefully speaking with you soon when we hear what you've heard from your sons when they are released. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.